Hello and welcome to another episode of Real Talk, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thanks for being here. Hopefully you won't be disappointed. Today I'm joined by Viom, a very powerful guest on the show today. I'm very grateful, as always, to have him here. Viom, why don't you introduce yourself to kick things off? Tell people a little bit about yourself, what you do, and who you are, bro.
Right, so my name is Viom. I'm based in London. I'm a lead generation expert, so I help businesses drive traffic to them and convert leads into sales, basically.
Sounds a lot like me, brother.
Hey, like attracts like, what can I say?
Cool, let's kick it off. So look, the reason why I wanted you on here is obviously we're working together now. We've got a lot, that we've been through. First of all, let's kick things off. So obviously we're working together now for the next 6 months. Very excited.
Likewise.
Based off, everything that we've worked on today, yesterday, and in the past as well. What was it, first of all, that made you commit to the mentorship and get involved with updating, upgrading your skills?
Biggest thing was, it's not really about knowing everything, it's about understanding that there's people out there that are doing more than you, doing things a different way, that are driving results as well. So rather than learning from your own mistakes, why not just fast track things? I mean, time is of the essence. It's something you only have a limited amount of, it's something that you won't ever get back either. So why not leverage what other people have learned from their time, achieved from their time, add it to your arsenal and take things up a level.
Agreed. I ain't gonna lie, right now we are baking, okay? So if you start seeing me perspire on this video, just know it must be about 35 degrees in this shit.
It's the Morocco heat in London.
Oh my God. We're gonna have to make this an extra quick interview so we don't melt in these chairs. Alright, cool. So look, what got you into business? What got you into this direction of marketing? What made you start? Where was the inspiration that led you on this path, man?
Biggest thing, I'm sure a lot of people can relate, is family. At the end of the day, I feel like you have a duty of care, to make sure you take care of your family and people around you that you love.
Okay.
And I never ever saw that coming from a job. Okay. No matter how much money you would make from it, even at executive position when you're making 6 figures, or even some chief level people that are making 7 figures, your time is taken away from you, your freedom is taken away from you, which is okay for some people. But for me, I feel like to be there for my family and to be that person that's always there and supporting them, I can't only support them financially, but also through my time, through my love, etc. And I can only do that when I'm fully committed to them and have control of my time and my life and my decisions.
Shit. Some deep shit, man.
That's how it goes, man.
But what was it? Okay, so that's the reason why. Obviously, I know we've had all these discussions before. But the reason why I'm asking you again is because I want people to, potentially resonate with your message and realize perhaps some of the motivations behind why they're doing certain things. So, I mean, business, does it run in the family? Is it in the blood?
It does. I can't lie and say that I just broke out and I was a black sheep and I said, hey, we're going to run through this direction. However, the vision that I see for it, the freedom that I see, and the reason I'm doing it is very, very different from my family. Main reason my family's been involved in business is, again, lack of qualifications from where they've come from, etc. Business was the only way. You buy some stuff, you sell it, you make money, and that's it. For me, it's about not only making money, but also leveraging my time to be able to give that back to people that are the most important to me and that deserves that from me.
Okay, so it's more of the independence
angle. Of course.
Okay, so before business, what were you doing? What were you doing to earn? How were you making this paper and paying the bills?
Sometimes I look back and I used to think it was embarrassing, but I look back and I think, you know what, it's great that I was in that position. I was actually a waiter. I was earning around £6.50 an hour.
Damn!
Yeah, it's
$6.50 an hour?
Sometimes $5.90 an hour, it depended where I was working, and of course you try your hardest to win tips, but I soon realized that my work was a lot more than trying to impress somebody else and serving somebody else in that way to make a little bit of 10, 20, 30, 40 pound a day extra, when in reality your life is in your control. You don't need to be in that situation forever.
Yeah. And what was it? I mean, obviously I haven't been a waiter, but I've been a glass collector, way back in the day. What was it, that really what can you take away from those roles? Because there's going to be people here watching now. Not to say there's anything wrong with being a waiter,
no way,
right?
No
but
way. Taught me a lot.
That's what I mean. What can you take from, you know, when you're in these positions of obviously doing something that's tough, you've got a bigger vision for yourself. What can you take away from like a role like that to enable you to be successful moving into your own lane?
Well, really and truly, 3 things.
Okay.
First one is you got to put the work in.
Shit, when you said 3 things, it felt like we rehearsed that shit.
No. 3 things, definitely 100%. I say this because it's been asked of me before. How has these things helped you? It's not just been in the past, not just left behind. Your life's made you to who you are today. So the first thing definitely is the grind, the hustle. I mean, 12 to 14 hour shifts, sometimes 16 hour shifts. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I wouldn't say, becoming an entrepreneur or starting your own business, you go away from these things. You just have to take it and transcend from it, apply it to where you are, until you can do everything the way you want to do it, or until you can leverage it. So 100%, the grind, the hustle, 12 to 14 hours a day is a norm. It's not just here, it's everywhere. The second thing I would say is being able to communicate with people. Biggest thing is people management. That's one of the biggest things ever, I would say. And the third thing is, of course, managing yourself. So being in that situation, understanding that, look, this is a priority, you need to do this, you need to manage everything else in your life, manage expectations from people around you, to make sure that you can give your full focus at work. And of course, when you're outside of work, you've set the expectation and you can give that time and energy to people around you as well.
So how are you balancing that right now?
Well, right now, biggest thing is, I think work will always take over. Always. There's no 2 ways about it, especially if you're absorbed and you have a passion for what you're doing. You won't even realize it's taking over. So I think biggest thing is scheduling in things like family time, scheduling in holidays where you may not be able to take that holiday in the moment, because in that moment you're focused on a project or etc. So I think scheduling in those things, especially stuff like gym, day-to-day things, you need to have time for yourself. You need to make sure.
Trying to get some hints for me, bro. You know, I've been putting on a few plans, bro. Trying to hint something.
Hey man, if the shoe fits, then
you know what? I do need to start. I agree 100%. When it comes to work taking over, you know, it's very easy for business, because when you're doing things on a self-employed basis, just on its own, it does feel like it never switches off, because there's always more to be done.
Of course.
Is that kind of what you're getting at?
100%.
And I'm guilty of it as well. You know what I mean? Gym, family time, social time with friends.
That's a big one.
It takes a back seat straight away. And not to say that sometimes, you know, we have to sacrifice things to get to where we want to get to. You know, time is our most valuable resource. But I'm with you 100%, man. So it's good to know that obviously you're making time for the things that are most important to you. I wasn't going to ask this question, but actually it's a really good question. I haven't asked you it before, right? Which is rare, bro. Like, we spent some time now. What's one of the most, you know, challenging things you've had to overcome in your life?
Most challenging,
personal or business?
Ooh.
So straight away, something just came to mind, but then you have to think, ooh.
Is it camera worthy?
I know, because I've been asked this question on camera before.
100%.
But look, one of them, which obviously you want to share. Look, man, it's not about sharing things that are too sensitive. You know what I'm saying? But I'm interested, because challenges build character, right? And when things are tough, generally, I think that things are tough, that's when you actually develop, you know, resolve, resilience, perseverance, because you know how much you can take in terms of how much shit you can take, and still keep pushing forwards with your vision.
No, 100%.
For where you want to be. Have you got any circumstances?
No, 100%. I think the one that I didn't want to talk about, which I will,
I'll
talk about a business one first, is of course your friends not understanding you. It's a big one. I'm a big people's person, so for me, my friends are my family. If I don't see you that way, I don't really consider you a friend either. So really going through that battle where they may not have seen eye to eye with me on what I wanted in life, and sort of being looked at as if I'm acting out of arrogance. That's a big tough one.
Can relate.
It's a very, very big tough one.
What was that? You know, what would you say that's because of? Is it because of, you know, their attachment to who you were, or was it because of, you know, you elevating your game and making their, you know, maybe, you know, sometimes when someone shines brighter, it brings out the insecurities in other people. I said, I posted on my social media that don't tone yourself down just to make other people feel more comfortable around you. At the end of the day, you got to do and impose your beliefs into the world. And if you're sharing them, it's, people are going to judge them. 100%. What was it? Why were they looking? Why did that tension arise?
I think personally for me, I had an entrepreneurial vision from quite young.
Yeah.
So whilst everyone was still focused on partying, etc., using the time for things that wouldn't really have a return on investment in a positive way in building their life, building their character. When I sort of moved away from those social activities, they sort of looked at me as like, why don't you want to come out, or why don't you want to do this? And I said, look, I'm trying to do this. And they said, yeah, but you've got your whole life for that. But reality is that I felt a sense of urgency from it a lot earlier. And also I didn't see it coming from an employment position. So whereas they were very happy doing that, so of course those views clashed straight away.
What advice would you give people who are going, guarantee there's people going through that right now, they're thinking, I want to make some moves, I want to improve my situation, doing what me and the boys have been doing for the last 3 years. Someone just popped to mind, but doing what the boys have been doing, going out, partying, drinking, having fun, quote unquote. How can people get through that? I mean, what is it like?
I mean, you could do what I did first and try to do it all. So basically just sleep 2 hours a night, run your shit during the day, and basically party all night. That won't last long. It'll be fun for a little while, then it won't last long. Something will suffer. Either you'll cut out the partying or you'll fall off of your grind 100%. So biggest thing I would say is stay focused. Understand what truly makes you happy. Don't conform to what's around you, but conform to what's inside you in your heart. So really follow that passion, and reality is that if they fall off, they were never meant to last that long with you in your life. 100%. I mean, a lot of people, if you're below 30, you haven't even lived a third of your life yet. You've got a long way to go. So the people that are really meant to be with you, the people that are going to really celebrate your biggest wins in your life, may not have even come into your life yet. So you just gotta wait that out. The universe will bring those things to you. You just need to make sure you're communicating those energies, because when those people do come in and you're not communicating those energies and those vibes, they're gonna move away, and you might have missed that biggest opportunity.
Wow.
So that's the biggest thing.
That's a soundbite right there. I know that for a fact. That's some amazing advice. And one of the things that struck me about you from the beginning was the wisdom you bring to conversations. The maturity as well. We're about the same age, and I remember the first time we had a conversation, just talking about business, life, all the rest of it, and I was really taken back by the level of maturity, because again, you were bringing up topics like, the direction that you want to be at and the vision that you have for yourself, and not only yourself, but your family and the business as a whole, right? Which for me was inspiring to know as well. Okay, so backtracking out of that a bit, obviously, how influential are the people that you surround yourself with in your life? And what would you say? Obviously, we talk about friends. What about your family? Are they supportive of you? Do they look at what you're doing and say, yeah, 100%, go for it? What was that like when you were starting your journey out in business?
I think first of all, believe it or not, even though my family had been in business the whole life, their advice was don't go into business. Reason being is because
that's my advice as well to everyone.
Well, you guys must have met before. Reason being is because they feel like it's risky, which it is. They've gone through ups, they've gone through downs. They understand the instability. They understand it takes up a lot of your time as well. There was a point where we were in the restaurant business as well, so my dad understood that takes away a lot from your social life. At his age, one of the things he preached is make sure you have a balance, because you don't want to lose the first quarter of your life and look back and feel like there was nothing. That doesn't mean go wild, but that definitely means cherish the moments and definitely take opportunities that are going to make you smile rather than just work, which I'm a big believer of. So their first response was don't do it, it's hard, etc. But inside as well, as that's what's built them, they also did support me from the start. They warned me, which I'm happy they warned me, but they also did support me from the start. As subtle as it was, I felt it and I much appreciated it. And friends, close family, supported on the outside when it came to certain things that I'm sure everyone's gone through, is buying products or etc. they were sort of like, I don't really need it, or yeah, I know a few friends that want it, I'll get them to call you, etc. So you realize that this really is you and your business. You know what I mean? You need to make it work yourself.
Yeah.
If someone does buy it that's close to you, great. But reality is that's just a favor deep down.
Yeah,
that's just a favor deep down. So make sure you make it work for yourself. That's the biggest one. And the other advice, big advice I picked up on from a very good person. He said, make sure you divide your time and split it up between people who are at the same level as you. So you can compete, have those people that you're always working with, there to inspire you, etc. Split your other third of your time with people that are above you.
Yeah.
So people that can mentor you, inspire you, pick you up when you fall down, etc. And also spend the other third of your time with people that may not be where you are and may inspire to be where you are.
Okay.
Again, we're all humans. Again, that feeds your ego a little bit, makes you feel good. Also makes you feel like you're giving back, you're doing something good.
Yeah.
I know I would have always loved a lot more help at the start.
Yeah.
So when somebody comes to me in that position, I'm more than willing to give that help out myself.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously I second that 100%. What is the impact that you're having in the marketplace right now? Obviously I know it. What is the impact that, you know, obviously your skill set is bringing to the marketplace and helping your clients with? What are you helping them with right now?
Biggest thing, like I said before, lead generation. One of the hardest things in business is to pick up customers. I'm sure you know that. Been through it, and then conform to the ways that we work now, which really helps drive traffic. Yeah. And not only traffic, but qualified traffic, that people that are looking for what you're providing. Yeah. Whether it's a service or a good. So that's one. So of the
lead generation.
That's exactly.
How can people start? I mean, in your opinion, how can people start generating leads right now? What's the easiest way? What if I'm just starting out, I've got offers, I've got some products, maybe I'm an affiliate, maybe I'm just joined an organization that's providing products. How do I go about finding these leads?
It's a secret, man.
Well, it sounds like I don't know, but give them a tip. If you had to give someone a tip right now, a piece of value, right, that they could take away, what little process might they want to look at? I'm coming to you and obviously the same conversation keeps cropping up. I'm really good at sales. I've been selling, I've been doing recruitment, I've been doing fundraising. I know what I'm doing, I can convert sales, but I've got no leads. Where would they start?
Biggest thing is awareness and building a relationship. Okay. There's many ways to do that.
Give us one.
Organically or through paid campaigns.
Okay.
So organically, again, making sure your brand speaks what it represents in volumes. Okay. Making sure that message gets across and you're true to it consistently. Okay. And through paid campaigns, of course, using Facebook, Instagram, messenger marketing is taken over very rapidly. And to be honest, you know this, I know this, it's delivering the most phenomenal results for clients in every single sector that I've worked in. Yeah. It's the most high converting way.
Okay, so then also that's obviously going to build the referrals. So when you said communicating your brand consistently, again, let's break that down into a smaller piece. How can I, I've got no brand, I'm just starting out, where should I start? So obviously social media is where it's all kicking off right now 100%. For us, right? Yeah. What can I do on social media to get it going?
There's a lot. I mean, make sure, like I said, you represent your brand, and if you don't know what your brand is, that's something you need to explore yourself. So understand what you stand for, who you're there for, why you're there. So identify the problem as well. Okay. I think communicate starting from that core. Why are you doing this? Yeah. Yeah. The how and the what will come. Yeah. Yeah. So why are you doing this? What's made you turn to this point to provide the solution, whether it's through a product or service, and always refer back to that. Always have some reference to it through all your content. Make sure it's going back to it. Okay. So again, there's a consistency and a continuous.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, and let's talk about, obviously you've got another business away from your consulting, away from your digital lead gen stuff. Walk me through that business and how you're, obviously people get so caught up on, I'm just this and this is what I do and this is my one skill set, and I firmly believe that people should have an expert skill set in one thing. However, you've obviously diversified your income, and you've got a fully fledged business that you're running with another business partner.
Yeah.
Walk me through that, and how, you've got multiple businesses. How are you managing those? But first of all, walk me through what it is. What is that other business?
Okay, so one of my other businesses is leasing out cars to Uber drivers and private chauffeurs. So mainly to do with Toyota Priuses and of course Mercedes E-Classes and stuff.
Yeah.
We're targeting mainly people that can't get them on credit themselves.
Okay.
So identifying that there's a problem there. Yeah, that's why are we doing this?
All the taxi drivers, call this guy up.
DM is where it goes down. So but yeah, definitely understanding that they have a problem there, and we've cut prices quite a lot. So competing with a lot of people, we understand sometimes if you have bad credit, it isn't always your fault. You shouldn't always be forced to face high prices because they believe you're high risk or an insecurity in that. So we make sure we take that into account, make sure we're more understanding, we give them a price that's affordable. Yeah, so at the end of the day, the hard work that they put in, it's not just to pay it back for the car. It's to what really matters. Make profits, support their family, enjoy their life. So that the way I came into that, again, doing what I do now as a marketing partner. So my partner had the idea, he identified the market, didn't understand how he could get it out there. I believed in the vision, I thought it was a great idea. It's something that I kind of spoke to them about before as well, because they were driving the car themselves, they were renting. I go, why don't you do this? And he really took it away. I think that's something that I'm very, very proud of. So he took it away, it resonated with him, he questioned him, so he goes, why don't I do this? He couldn't come up with a good enough answer. So he called me up a couple of days later, he goes, why don't we do this? And really and truly, that's where it just started off from.
And how are you balancing that business? Well, obviously it's tied in.
It is very much tied in.
So would you say that being a marketer, does it open doors to other opportunities and other avenues?
I think no matter who you are, it opens doors and opportunities, avenues to wherever you want to walk. I mean, where you want to walk, that's defined by you. Even if you're not into marketing, even if you're into finance, you could definitely use that skill to upskill yourself to be able to start a business or partner with someone where you can bring that in. In any ways, I mean, anything that you can do, whether it's even leadership, as long as you have a good team, you can definitely lead them to having a successful business. It doesn't have to be something like marketing. Of course, marketing is very, very powerful. Sales and marketing is probably, in my maybe biased but very honest opinion, I think sales and marketing will drive business to the moon and back. That's the truth of the matter. If you can't sell,
100%. If you can't sell, you go to hell.
Definitely.
I don't want to be there. What would you say? All right, so we've been sitting together now. Fortunately for you, it's coming to an end. I won't let this guy go home, bro. I won't let this guy go home. But obviously, we've been working together now for the past 2 days. What are some of the key areas that have stuck out for you between yesterday and today about the things that we've covered? If you're going to say some of the things that you said, wow, okay, when because obviously you've already got successful business, you've already got great lead gen campaigns flying out, you've already got multiple income streams, things are going well for you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
God bless.
Where would you say the most value has been added from our work together over the last 2 days? And say something.
Of course. I've got a feeling that I won't have enough time to say everything, but one of the biggest things, of course, is the technical aspect. No matter how good I believe I am, of course, there's other people that do things a lot better as well. So being humble enough to understand that, ask questions, and understand that there's a whole new level that I can take analysis to, understanding how well a campaign has gone. It's not just based on how much we sold. It's about how many customers we actually brought into the brand awareness, how many customers are in the cycle of brand awareness and who we can retarget in future campaigns, and also in the content strategy that we have in place that's organic. That will go very far as well. So understanding that and making sure that we can take that data and that analysis and use it effectively for clients. That's a very big thing technically. I also think maturity level, there's some things that you've seen differently to me that have opened my eyes up to think in a different direction of actually thinking much more long term than where I've usually been used to. And I would say last but not least definitely is understanding that the work ethic isn't different. Nowhere you go, work ethic won't change. Success will always leave clues and it will always have the same sort of track record. there is no one-hit wonder that's lasted the rest of their life, and if they have, you best believe that one-hit wonder was the one thing you saw. There was a lot before that came, and that's why there's a lot after that.
Okay. Respect. What does the next 5 years look like for you though, bro? What does the next 5 years look like? I know what the next 6 months look like, because I'm gonna be right there with you.
Yeah.
But what does the next 5 years look like for your business, for your life? You know, what are the long-term goals and aims that you're trying to get into action right now?
Definitely within the next 5 years, Forbes 30 under 30.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big one. I think that's something that I definitely aspire to. So aim for the stars. If you miss, you'll land on the clouds.
Yeah.
So definitely Forbes 30 under 30 is definitely something big, and I think I'll really appreciate when I get there. Also, next 5 years looks like, I think, going international. That's one of my biggest things as well. Being able to affect more economies and be involved in a lot of business internationally. That's one big thing. And I'd say last but not least, definitely prioritizing my family and being able to reward them with the things that they deserve.
Okay, nice. Listen, a lot of stuff there to digest. Of course, when I bring on somebody with this amount of skill and this amount of success, there's going to be a ton of stuff to dig into. I hope that you've taken some value from what he's shared. Under the circumstances, bro, I'm very pleased we've been able to bang this out, because
Definitely.
It looked like it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
It was a journey to get here. What do you guys think? Do you agree with everything Viom said, obviously, about success? What about moving away from your friends? What about elevating your game so that you can give back to your family? A lot of this, is about business, but the same way, geez, everything we talked about there, it just seemed like life.
100%.
You know what I mean? It doesn't even seem like business because it's so closely related.
Business is such a small part of life anyway.
Exactly. It sounds like, you're definitely leveraging your business to reward all the areas of your life which are more important, including obviously family, friends, and the people that you want to surround yourself with. Some key takeaways, it doesn't have to be all about one thing. As a marketer, you're going to come against new opportunities. Take advantage of those opportunities. If you're in the marketing game, learn a skill that opens doors. Obviously, with the taxi business and leasing the cars out, you're finding problems, and sometimes it's on you to just make the solution happen.
100%.
Again, with client campaigns, we see things that are going wrong. We see things that are happening in the business, and sometimes we got to just take responsibility and just make sure that those leads and sales actually happen. Right? So, look, I want to thank you, bro. Not just for today, but for the last 2 days. I feel like I've learned so much from sitting with you, not only about your business, but also about myself. So, bro, thank you so much. Looking forward to a long and successful relationship together,
Definitely,
man.
100%, bro.
Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Till the next episode, I'll see you there.